What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Sound Design channel. My name is La, and today we're going to look at some Bonobo style sounds using Serum and also some acoustic sounds taken from a PML pack. So let's dive into my little demo, and then we're going to dive into the main sounds in here. Cool, so yeah, that's everything that's within the demo. This part here is just a loop from this section here, essentially. So the main sound that we're going to look at is this one here. So it's just a chord arp, I guess, essentially like a pluck. And it has this really nice, like, organic marimba sound to it. The original is pretty different. I tried to get it as close as I could. It has a similar character and a similar shape and a similar tone. I got the notes the same, but it also has this really unique acoustic feel to it, which I think he's definitely played it in with some kind of live instrument, which I don't have, and it's pretty hard to replicate a live instrument with a synth for good reason, but I got as close as I could. So before we dive into the sound design, I'll just show you the MIDI. So you can see here we're just playing these two notes, but I just want to show you like the swing, essentially, because that is what makes the sound, I think, quite just organic, and it sounds very human. And so you can tell that it's definitely played it in himself. It would be quite hard to do this just by drawing it in. It just wouldn't have the same feel, I don't think. And it was actually the hardest thing about recreating this track, was just getting the timing right with the amount of swing that's involved. So I'll just show you what I mean. So you can see the start of this progression, everything is sitting on the grid, it's landing on the grid, but then it starts swinging on pretty much all of the notes. So you can see this is not on time here, this is not on time, this is not on time. And so if you listen to it on its own, it might sound pretty weird, especially with the bass. The bass sounds like really out of time. But in context with everything, it all grooves really nicely, and this is something that's like something that I definitely learned from this. Just like individually something might sound really strange, but in context with everything, it all grooves really, really well. Alright, so let's recreate the Serum patch. So what we need is just a sine wave. So we get sine wave up, and then an additional sine wave here. And with this sine wave, we don't want to hear it. We're just going to use it to modulate this sine wave here. So just solo and have a listen. So what you can hear is just a sine wave playing two notes on top of each other, essentially. And the envelope for those sounds, for that sound is quite sustained. So there's some bits where the notes kind of like overlap into each other. And what we want is the sound to just come in really quickly and then fade away. So we want it to be quite plucky. So we just make this amp envelope, or envelope 1, a lot shorter. Add a bit of release. Yeah, good. We might need to filter as well once we add the FM, because the FM is going to add some additional harmonics. We might want to filter them down, but let's see. So we're going to FM from B. So filter modulate from B. So modulate this waveform with this waveform. And with this, you kind of need to find a sweet spot, or just like where you think it sounds nice. You can go too far and it'll sound a little bit detuned. And then whatever you do to manipulate this, it's going to change the sound here. So, you know, if you change the detuning. But you can get some really cool, unique tones from doing that, especially if you change this. And that's not this sound coming through, it's just the sound being modulated to this, so it's kind of like gelling them both together, essentially. But yeah, I think there's good.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, please check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested Serum presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full Serum preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.
And yeah, maybe we filter it a little bit. And then we could just attach this to the cutoff as well. Yeah, that's good. Add a little bit of drive. Just a little bit. We'll just turn it down a little bit on the overall channel. Just match the original. Yeah, around that's good. Okay, so now what we need to do is have the velocity react to the synth. So because we have velocity changes in the MIDI, which is what I was showing you before, we need the synth to react to that a little bit. So we go to the matrix, enter the matrix, and then we go on velocity, and we modulate. The destination is going to be the global amp, which is just the volume of the synth. And then what we need to do is just increase the modulation here. Yeah, around there's good. And then you can change the shape of it somehow. I always forget how you do this. Yeah, just click on it, drag it down. So we want that velocity to not, we want it to be quite plucky as well, essentially. So it has this kind of shape. So we don't want too much decay or sustain on it, essentially. Okay, so that's going to make the more, the heavier note, the note that's being played heavy with the velocity is going to be more dominant, and the synth is now going to react to that. Alright, cool. So now what we want is a little bit of a original, organic marimba sound to layer on top of it, which is going to make it sound a little bit more like an original instrument. And I've shown this in another video, but I'll just show it again. And then all we're doing is going to drag over a sound, so an acoustic recording, onto the noise oscillator, which is what's so good about Serum. And so if you don't have any original recordings, we do have a pack available through PML, which I'll show you here. So this acoustic pack, Melodic House Acoustic Themes pack, and then there's a bunch of sounds in here. So what you want to do is just search for the key of your track, which is C minor in this case, and then there's some sounds in here. So you can hear that they are real acoustic sounds, and they're going to have this nice like transient, original transient that you're not going to be able to replicate with like a synth or something like that. So you kind of need that in there. And so I'm going to just pick something that's quite short. Maybe this. See, this has quite a bit of tone to it. I think maybe that. Let's see, we'll load that in and then play here. Yeah, let me just attach this little plucky envelope to it as well, so we'll bring the volume down. Yeah. You can put it on a one shot. It's just going to make it a bit shorter, so it won't play the entirety, but you'll be fine because the sound is very short in itself. But say if you had a sound that had a lot of sustain, it's going to play the entire recording unless you put this one shot here. But that's perfect. It's adding that unique tone that you can't really replicate with anything else. And now what we need to do is just a little bit of processing. So we're going to just EQ out the lows, add a bit of overdrive. And the overdrive, to be fair, is more just to replicate the original sound. But if you're just trying to make like a nice marimba sound, you might not need the overdrive. But with this, we want to just filter down, bring down the dry wet quite a lot, and bring down the drive a lot. Same with the tone. And it's just adding that little bit of fuzz. We do need to adjust the volume. I think the volume has been increased from that, so we just put a utility. Bring it down. I think a little bit less dry wet as well. Very subtle. All right, cool. So now we have the sound. So let's just have a little listen. Take that off. Turn it up a bit. Let's have a listen with it with the bass. Yeah, great. Add a little bit of reverb on a return channel. So we have the reverb, which is just default within Ableton. We can just add that in. Gives it that nice sense of space. And we're using it on a return channel rather than directly onto the sound, which is going to make the sound a lot more clearer. Okay, cool. I'll just quickly show you the bass, but it is incredibly simple. Essentially, it's just playing the same notes. It's just playing the bottom note, so the C and then the A sharp or B flat. And if we have a look at the sound design, it's just a sawtooth, which is pitched down to semitones, 2 octaves, sorry. And then we have this kind of short, stabby, plucky shape, just opening the cutoff. Bit of distortion, and that's it really. There's nothing magical going on with the sound, and a lot of the time you don't want anything overly complicated with things like basses and stuff like that. Just want like a nice punchy bass, and so that's what we got there. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for this video. I hope it was helpful and you took something from it. If you did, leave a like please, so it helps spread the video, and also let us know in the comments what you enjoyed about the video. Thank you very much for watching this one guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, please check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested Serum presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full Serum preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.